So that's a wrap on AWS reInvent 2025. There's so many great announcements that came out, new releases, new technologies. Two of my favorites is this year we were announced as the 2025 AWS Data and Analytics Partner of the Year, and we announced our AWS Agentic AI specialization. So great announcements that we were so proud of. But I'm sure you're not tuning in to hear about us. If you're joining this conversation, I'm sure you want to learn about the great things that AWS announced in the data, networking, environmental configuration areas. So I brought a few friends together to share some of their favorite announcements. So I'm joined today by Ahmed and Mevlit, who are both great experts in both of those areas. So we're going to start with Ahmed, who's going to talk about data and AI. So Ahmed, what were your favorite announcements this week?
So I'm still buzzing, to be honest, out of the two keynotes from Matt Garman and Swami today. So it's three key things for me. So the first one is how we help our customer more and quickly productionize the generative AI in production with things AgentCore, which I'll talk more about that. The second one is related how you can customize the model with your own data. We already in AWS Bedrock have two functionalities of that, pre-training and custom model, but we announced two more with Bedrock and one with SageMaker with the different technologies that can fit your need. And the third one is related to the frontier agents. We launched 3 agents, one related to Kiro to better enhance the development and save time for the developer. The second is more about how you can secure workload and use agent to scan and help you to be sure that you deploy a secure workload in production. And the last one is related to saving time for your operation team and DevOps team using a DevOps agent that can save them time so they can have a good sleep.
Thanks, Ahmed. Those are really great announcements. I was excited to see those as well. They have such a big impact on customers who are ready to take that next step with AI and move into enterprise production as opposed to experimentation. And for those of you at home that are listening in, these are key announcements to pay attention to, because as you go from experimentation to production, you're going to start to run into things around governance, around readiness, around aligning AI inference to your data. And these new announcements will help make that easier for you to do as you make that transition. Now, looking outside of the world of AI, environmental configuration is a conversation that comes up a lot for us as well. Because whether you're deploying an AI solution, an application, new data, or data environments, you have to have the right environment to deploy to. And if anything you're putting in the cloud needs to be secured or protected, well, you want to be ready for that. And one of the most fundamental components of environmental configuration is networking. So I've asked Mevlit to come join us. He's an expert in all things networking and wants to talk about some of his favorite announcements. So Mevlit, I see you're excited. I would love to hear more about what got you so excited this year at AWS reInvent.
Yeah, this year has been super busy for the AWS networking team. We've had 30 releases in the last 30 days alone. There are 2 announcements that are my personal favorites that I think would really benefit customers. The first one being the AWS Interconnect, and there are 2 flavors of this. We have the multi-cloud interconnect, which allows AWS to connect with other cloud providers. We're starting with Google at the moment, but it essentially provides a streamlined way to connect to other clouds. It's secure, resilient, private, which is a really, really cool feature, without any customers needing to deploy any routers or manage any networking. It's all managed by AWS, which is pretty cool. The second flavor of that is the last mile connection. So similar to the interconnect for multi-cloud, it's an interconnect for the last mile, meaning that from the AWS console, you can spin up essentially some direct connects, but we also provide the last mile connectivity for our partners as well in a streamlined way. Again, it's resilient, private, secure, and it simplifies a lot of customer configurations as well. The second release I'm really excited for is AWS Cloud WAN Advanced Routing Policies. So we are extending the routing capabilities of Cloud WAN and introducing things like route filtering, summarization, and really advanced traffic engineering, so customers can really secure their workloads, they can steer traffic down different paths, and have full control over their backbone network as well, which is pretty cool. So combining these 2 together, it's really going to take customers' networks and backbones to the next level.
So Mevlit, those are some really great announcements. Thanks for sharing that. And I'm pretty excited about those as well. That last mile and connecting up between AWS and other parts of the world is always so hard for people to do. This is going to make it so much easier. And for people watching at home, if you're not familiar with Interconnect and that last mile and these announcements we just talked about, sometimes you have your deployments to AWS but data residing somewhere else, or maybe other interdependent applications, or maybe even your end users in another part of the world, and you want to connect them up with more reliability and speed than what you get on the internet. So what these new announcements do is they make it easier for you to connect AWS with your hybrid environment or a multi-cloud environment without having to go through a lot of the work of having your own colo and setting those up. So this is a great accelerator if you need those hybrid type of solutions, or you're looking at multi-cloud solutions that could live anywhere. They're really important if you're looking at your AI future and you're trying to figure out how do we build AI that builds on data that maybe we have on-prem or somewhere else in the world. So great solutions. Really encourage you to look into those more if you're thinking about hybrid or multi-cloud. So thanks for joining us today. We talked about some of the announcements. There's no way we could have got to all of them. There's so much that came out at AWS reInvent this year. Just shared a few that we were excited about. And what excites me so much about conferences like this is we get to see the new tech, and just immediately our wheels start spinning about how can we use that new tech to solve your problems? Because that's what we do at Thoughtworks. We apply technology to drive business outcomes. So thanks for joining us today, and I hope sometime in the future we can help solve outcomes for you.